Hi friends, let us learn C++ together. So what is C++? What is the use of C++ programming language? We'll see in this video series. So C++ is a programming language. We all know that. But before that, we'll try to understand why we need C++ with one nice example. So the example here it goes like this. So what you can observe in this particular picture, you can definitely see one teacher and one small kid. A teacher is asking something and that kid is trying to answer the same. Let us take example like this. Let us assume that the teacher is asking what is 2 plus 3 with that child. So definitely the child will take the input those two numbers, that is 2 and 3, and it will definitely try to add it and it will try to answer the same. So what is 2 plus 3? Now the child may answer 5, and the 5 is the right answer, and it may answer means answer is 5. So the teacher asks a question to child, and child takes the input and process, and child try to answer the same. But if we observe carefully, here English was a common language between a teacher and child. So what if you want to do the same with the computer, somewhat like this? A teacher is asking question instead of child with the computer. So what is 2 plus 3? So the answer is 5. But here we need to think. The teacher may speak in English, the computer may not know English, right? Am I right? So she may ask a question in English with the computer. A computer is damn dead machine and it may not understand your language and it may not answer. But by the by, what is the language of a computer then? So definitely all of us know that computer knows machine language and human being can speak in English. So here, but the computer failed to answer if you directly ask the question in English, what is 2 plus 3? But the child was able to answer because child knew English, but computer don't know. So she knows English, so which is collection of alphabets definitely. And the computer knows machine language and it is a collection of bits, zeros and ones. So we need one translator from English to machine language and from machine language to English so that they can communicate with each other. So look at this. This is where exactly the C++ is useful because the teacher will ask a question in English and it has to be translated to the machine language where computer can understand, and definitely computer after processing will give the output in machine language and it has to be translated back to English. This is where we need the C++ exactly, friends. So here it goes, a question in English. Here it process and give the answer in machine language. And this is where the C++ plays a big role in translating what was in English to machine language and what was in machine language from computer end result to English to the teacher so that she can get the right answer. So if you observe the entire scenario, it was somewhat like this. The teacher was asking question in English, right? And in between we have an interface of C++, that's a programming language which translates what you type in English to the machine language, and it will be processed by the computer, right? It will be processed by the computer, and once it produce an output result, that is end result, and it will be translated back from machine language to the language what human being can understand, that is English, by C++. So I hope you are very clear that what's the role of C++ in between. Here the teacher knows English and the computer knows machine language, but from English to machine language and from machine language to English translation, plus whatever the task to be done from your end through computer, and that can be translated in programming language, and these programming languages we can supply to the computer, and you process all your work get done through computer and get back the answer in the right form what you can understand. So how to ask a question to computer then? So we got the answer, that is a C++. Here you need a programming language like C++, right? I hope in the above example the three major processes took place. One is the question from the teacher, that was an input, what is 2 plus 3, and the second one is you process initially in the brain of a child, and later in the with the help of a processor we process, and the next, once you process, the final output what is produced by the computer, and we get the answer as a 5, which is almost common in all the programs. So we need to understand one thing, very like in the case of C++, not only C++, any particular language for that matter, that these three things are very common. One is you will give input to the computer, and the computer will process those inputs, and once you process the input, once you process what is really required, the final output will be presented. So this is where, in order to supply the input, in order to process and get the output, we exactly need C++. So from next video onwards, we'll try to understand C++ in detail, step by step, how exactly to understand the basics, and how exactly to write the programs, and what are the various tools we are going to use in a program, and how to write the basic to advanced level of a program, step by step, and what are the tools we are going to use, how exactly the stuff is going to work. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.